I'm a 25-year-old female now, but this happened in my last year of college. It was the week of finals, so classes were short and started a little later. So I decided to meet up with some friends on a Thursday night for a few celebratory drinks. We were all graduating next week. We stayed at the bar late. Shit, it was 1:30 before we knew it. We paid our tabs and all ventured off back to our dorm rooms. We promised we'd text each other when we got home so we knew everyone made it home safe. I got to my door and noticed my welcome mat wasn't straight, which was odd because I never would have left it like that. My OCD wouldn't have allowed it. I straightened it out and went inside. Something didn't feel right, though. I glanced around and everything seemed normal. I texted my friends and told them I was home safe. I said thanks for the good time and told them all good night. Finally, I'm starting to doze off and I hear my phone vibrate. Thinking it was one of my friends, I didn't bother rolling over to check. But then I heard it again and again. I roll over and pick up my phone and realize it's not a text. It's airdrop requests. Like a lot of them. Being half asleep, I accepted the requests. The first picture was of me at the bar I was at. It was a picture of me coming out of the bathroom. Wide awake and scared shitless now. I start looking at the other pictures. They're all of me and my friends. Someone had been watching us all night from a distance, taking pictures. The last picture to come through was of the welcome mat outside my door with someone standing on it. I looked carefully and the mat was out of place, which now explains it. I glance over to the door and see shadows underneath like someone was moving around out there. I get up to go look out the peephole and it's black, covered, like I can't see anything. Then I hear a knock. My heart sank, realizing that they were just close enough to me to send airdrop requests. Whoever sent those pictures was outside my door. I ran back to the bedroom to grab my phone and call campus security. They were there pretty quick. I told them what happened and showed them the pictures. They said they saw a guy leaving the building when they were coming in. They reported the incident to the local police. They said this same type of incident has been reported a few times in the last few weeks. They suggested I disable the airdrop feature on my phone to prevent this from happening again. I couldn't sleep at all, wondering what the outcome could have ended up like. I told my friends about it in the morning. They were all equally as freaked out. Guess we have to be more aware of the surroundings if we decide to go out again. I've always loved sitting on my balcony at night. It's my place to unwind, a small corner of peace where I can sip coffee and watch the quiet neighborhood. It's not a busy area. The streetlights cast long shadows, and the only sounds are the occasional rustle of leaves or a car passing by. It was just after midnight, and the air had that cool, crisp edge of late autumn. I was scrolling through my phone, half listening to the faint hum of distant crickets, when I noticed something. Out of the corner of my eye, at the edge of the street, there was a figure. They were standing motionless, right under the last streetlight on the block. At first, I thought it was just someone out for a late-night walk, but they weren't moving, just standing there, staring, I think. I couldn't make out their face from that distance, but something about their posture felt off. They were too still, like a statue. I tried to brush it off. Maybe they were waiting for someone or taking a break from a jog, but as the minutes ticked by, they didn't budge. I kept glancing back. It felt like they were watching me, even though I couldn't be sure. That's when my phone buzzed. An airdrop request popped up on my screen. I wasn't expecting anything, so I almost ignored it. But the name on the request caught my attention. Unknown sender. Curious, and a little stupid, I accepted it. A photo loaded on my screen. My stomach dropped. It was a picture of my sister, Ashley. She was in her room, I'll say very inappropriate, completely unaware. The picture looked recent, like it had been taken that day. My hands started shaking. Another photo came through. This one was worse. It showed Ashley and some older guy engaging in adult activities, her face illuminated by the dim glow of her bedside lamp. I felt sick. Another message popped up. This one was a text. If you don't send $5,000 right now, these go online. Think about what this would do to her career. That's her boss. I stared at the screen, my mind racing. Ashley was a teacher. A scandal like this, whatever they were planning, could ruin her. I glanced back toward the figure at the edge of the street. They were gone. Panic set in. I stood up, scanning the street below, but it was empty. I grabbed my phone and dialed Ashley's number. It rang once, twice, then went to voicemail. I tried again. Still nothing. I sent her a text. Call me ASAP. It's important. Another buzz. Another photo. This one wasn't of Ashley. It was of me, sitting on the balcony, staring at my phone. My heart nearly stopped. I stood frozen, staring at the screen, until another message came through. You're running out of time. I rushed inside, locking the balcony door behind me. My apartment felt eerily quiet. I checked all the locks, pulled the curtains shut, and turned off the lights. I debated calling the police, but what would I even tell them? That someone sent me creepy photos and a ransom demand. They'd probably write it off as a prank. Another buzz. I didn't want to look, but I couldn't stop myself. This time, it was a video. My sister was sitting at her desk, but something was wrong. She wasn't moving. The camera zoomed in slowly, and that's when I saw it. A man standing in the corner of the room, just barely visible in the shadows. I couldn't breathe. I called her again, and this time she picked up on the first ring. I asked if she was okay, and she said she was sleeping, and asked me what's going on. I told her to lock her doors and check her room. I stayed on the line while she did. She came back a minute later, annoyed, but fine. There was no one there, and nothing seemed out of place. She thought I was overreacting. Relief washed over me, but it was short-lived. My phone buzzed again. Another photo. It showed my balcony door, the one I had just locked, taken from the inside. I turned around slowly, my heart pounding so loud it felt like it would burst. The curtains over the balcony door swayed gently, as if someone had just brushed past them. But the door was still locked. I'd had enough. I called the police and basically hid under the covers in my bed until they arrived. When they got there, I gave them my story and showed them all the pictures. They sent a car over to my sister's as well to check out her surrounding area. Nobody was found at either house. The cops said if someone was out there and saw them pull up, they probably ran and aborted their plan now that the police were involved. They chalked it up as a prank. Nothing has happened since. This happened last week, when I met my friend for a quick lunch. She was getting a new phone from a store close by afterwards. It had been a few weeks since we hung out, so we caught up a little and shared some gossip. I ended up buying her lunch and told her make sure she texts me with her new number. Later that evening, I was relaxing on the couch with a book and I got a text. It says, "Hey." I responded with, "Hey, is this your new number?" assuming it was my friend. "No," they replied. I asked who was this. A few minutes went by before they responded with this text. "Don't worry about who I am, but I have some photos for you." This was starting to get weird, I thought. Just then, I hear the airdrop sound and a request pops up on my phone. I accept the photos, and what I started to see was very disturbing. Photos of me doing my daily activities, running, walking, shopping, getting out of the shower. Like, what the hell is happening? The most recent photo was of me reading my book on the couch, like from right now. I got up and looked out the window, the rain making it hard to see if anyone or any strange cars were out there. Panicking, my phone rings. It's the same number from the text, so I answered it. "Who the hell is this? If this is a joke, you can stop now," I said.
"It's no joke. I'm coming for you,"
he said. My heart pounded. I hung up. I immediately called the cops and explained to them what was happening. They said I should leave the house, go to a neighbor's since an airdrop request has to be somewhat close in proximity. The cops pulled up and began to search my house. As soon as they entered, a man ran up from the basement and out the back door. They chased him and tackled him in the backyard. He got arrested for breaking and entering and aggravated stalking. The police said he had a prior stalking charge on his record. They showed me a photo of him, and I had never seen him before. I keep all my blinds closed now when I'm home. I had a security system installed to try to feel somewhat normal again. I just can't get the thoughts out of my head of what that guy's intentions were with me. I'm now in the process of trying to relocate,